Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we are going to see how to create database using Python. But before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you. So let's start. So friends, I have here our Raspberry Pi 4, also I have here our Windows 10 machine. Okay, and friends, suppose if you want to send your Raspberry Pi 4 connected sensor data on XAMPP server, so how to do this? So in this tutorial basically we are going to create that kind of scenario. Okay, so let's start. So simply I have here our XAMPP server. Okay, so this is what our XAMPP server, and as you can see friends, I have here enabled the Apache service and also enabled the mysql service. Okay, as you can see, the both services are running. Okay, simple friends. And now also I am accessing our Raspberry Pi 4 terminal using putty on our Windows 10 machine. Also this is what our Raspberry Pi 4 terminal. Okay, now friends, first we need to know the IP address of our Windows 10 machine. Okay, so Windows 10 machine IP address is 192.168.0.105. You need to simply run the command ipconfig inside the command prompt. Okay, ipconfig. Okay, and it will show the IP address of your Windows 10 machine, 192.168.0.105. That's it friends. Now also we need here the phpmyadmin. Okay, so simply we need to just access the IP address of our Windows 10 machine, or you can mention just localhost. So 192.168.0.105, this is what the IP address of our Windows 10 machine. So then just hit enter, it will open the XAMPP dashboard, and here it is. As you can see friends, this is what our phpmyadmin, as simple as. Okay, so it will open our phpmyadmin dashboard. That's it friends. So this is what the setup: Raspberry Pi 4 and Windows 10 machine. Also we need a XAMPP server. Now we are ready, and I'm going to open our Raspberry Pi 4 terminal. On Raspberry Pi 4, first we need to install the mysql-connector-python package. Okay, so simply we are going to run the command sudo pip3 install mysql-connector then -python. That's it. Just hit enter, it will install the package mysql-connector-python. Okay, so I have already installed. Clear the screen. Now we are going to make our script. So sudo nano is just an editor, data1.py. That's it. So data1.py is basically our script name. Simply hit enter. Now we are inside our data1.py, and here we are going to import our connector. So import mysql.connector. That's it. Now friends, we need to mention here our connection. Okay, then we are going to mention host name, username, password. Okay, so for that we are going to mention all these things in one variable. So I'm going to mention a mydb as a variable. You can mention any variable. Okay, so mydb is just a variable is equal to, we are going to first connection. Okay, so we are going to use here our mysql.connector.connect. Okay, then inside that we are going to first mention the host name. So host is equal to double quote. We are going to mention here friends our Windows 10 machine IP address. We are going to not mention the localhost because we want to connect our Raspberry Pi 4 with our Windows 10 machine XAMPP server. So we need to mention as a host for our Windows 10 machine IP address. So 192.168.0.105, this is what my Windows 10 machine IP address. Okay, then username is equal to root is just a username of our MySQL database. So username is root, and the password is equal to, we are going to mention 123. Okay, this is what the password of my MySQL host. So the mysql.connector.connect, host name, username, and the password. Okay, like this way. Then we are going to print here mydb. That's it friends. If I run control X, Y, enter and save the file. Okay, now we are going to run our script. Sudo python 3 data1.py. This is what our script. Simply hit enter. Okay, something. Okay, I forgot to mention here a single comma. Okay, now control X, Y, enter, save, and we are going to again run our script, and that's it. We have got the error, friends. So what is the error? So error is 192.160.104 is not allowed to connect to this MariaDB server. Why? Because friends, what we always do, we always connect the local host, but in here we need to connect our network machine on our XAMPP mysql host. For that we need to allow. Okay, so simply open Chrome and we are in basically the phpmyadmin. Simply click on this home. Okay, and click on then user accounts, and here root localhost, click on edit privileges. Okay, then go to the login information, and here friends we need to mention our Raspberry Pi 4 IP address. So in host name, click on use host table, and we need to mention the IP address. So 192.168.0.104. This is what my Raspberry Pi 4 IP address. You have to mention, of course, your Raspberry Pi 4 machine IP address. Then mention the password. 123 is the password. 123 is the password. As simple as. Okay. So IP address of our Raspberry Pi 4, then password, and retype again password. Then click on go button, and that's it. Your SQL query has been executed successfully. Now if I clear the screen and I'm going to run again the script, and in this time, as you can see friends, we have successfully connect with our MySQL host. Now we are ready and we are going to create our database. Simply sudo nano data 1.py. This is what our script. Okay, and now we are inside our file. Then here first friends we need to create here a cursor. Okay friends, so cursor we are going to use here this mydb. So first we are going to mention a variable. You can mention again any variable. So I am going to mention a as a variable. So a is equal to mydb. This is what the mydb. Okay, inside that mydb we have the connector.connect, host name, username, and the password. So we are going to use all these things with this mydb dot cursor. Okay friends, like this way. So a is basically now our mydb cursor. Now we are going to use this a for executing our queries. So a dot execute, and inside that we are going to mention our queries. So for creating the database we are going to mention the query. Simple, create database. Just a minute. Create database, and then we want to mention the name of our database. So info, we can mention any name. So create database and info. That's it. This is what our query friends. A dot execute, create database and database name. That's it. Control X, Y, enter and save the file, then run the script. And if I open our phpmyadmin, refresh the page, and as you can see we have now our info database here. Info is our database which we just created, and inside that there is no table because we want to create the table. So we are going to create the table using our Python script. Again we are going to move inside our script. So sudo nano data1.py, and now we are going to create the table. But first we need to mention here in mydb section, we need to mention our database name friends. Okay, so simply I am going to create a database is equal to our database name is info. Okay friends, and here we need to mention comma. Okay, then Now I am going to remove this query, and here we are going to mention our new query for creating the table inside the database. Okay, so create table. Okay, we are going to create table, and then we have to mention here right now the table name. So create table, mention the table name. So let's say user data, user data. That's it. This is what our table name, user data. And then we are going to create the field, which we want to create inside the table. So user data is the table name, then we are going to mention the field. So let's say first name and the last name. Okay friends, so first name, okay, that's it, first name, and then varchar 25, and then last name, and here also need name, last name. Okay, and varchar, and also 25. Then we are going to complete the bracket and just a minute. Okay, so this is what our total query. So a dot execute, create the table, then table name friends, then this is what the fields, the first name and the last name. I'm going to create the two fields, and the varchar 25 is the value, and varchar 25, then close the first name bracket and the double quote, and then this one bracket. Okay, bracket, then control X, Y, enter and save the file. Now again run the script, and we have successfully run our script. It means we have successfully inserted the table inside our database friends. Okay, using Python script. So if I refresh the phpmyadmin, as you can see, we have here a user data is table, and if I click on that table, we have our two fields. As you can see, the first name and the last name. Okay friends, so in this tutorial, in today's video, we have create the database, but first main thing friend, we allow to connect our network machine with our Windows 10 XAMPP server. These main things we learn, and also we insert the table inside our database using the Python script. In next video, we are going to insert the value inside our table and inside these fields. Okay, so this is for today. I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.